Hi and welcome to another episode of Walking the Path. Today I'm at one of my most favourite places in the world. This is Avebury Stones. It's so ancient. Built in the Neolithic period, 5,000 years old. Built actually at the same time as the Great Pyramids. It's just the most amazing place. It's a World Heritage Site and it's the largest stone circle in the world. It forms part of the spiritual landscape of southern England. It's connected to Stonehenge, and a little way in that direction is Silbury Hill, which is like England's secret pyramid made of earth. If you go the other way, then Glastonbury Tour with all of its legend is there. The stones are laid out in three circles. There's an outer circle of stones and then two small inner circles. It's so big that in the 17th century a village was actually built in the middle of the stones, filling in part of it. You can see them laid out behind me here as I walk round, and the wider stones are female and the longer, more pointy stones are male. And there really is something very magical about this place. People are drawn to it. Unlike Stonehenge, you're allowed to get up close and touch the stones, and lots of people do. They seem to want to put their hands across them. It's a magical place and feeling. I was first drawn here more than 20 years ago when my life changed and some new friends came and I was introduced to this place. If you get really close to the stones, you can see all these interesting patterns on them. And if you were to get very, very, very close with an electron microscope, what you would find is that the stone is not at all solid. It feels very solid, but it's actually made of atoms, and the atoms are separated by a relatively great space. And if you get even closer and you look at the atoms themselves, they are mostly empty space. In fact, an atom is 99.999% empty space, and even the part of the atom that is an empty space isn't really solid. It's a fluctuation of energy bound in a loop in the nucleus. If we took the whole size of Avebury Circle, which is huge, the nucleus, if we said that was an atom, the nucleus would only be the size of a football, and the electrons whizzing around it would be like ping pong balls. This stone and the ground that I'm stood on, and me and the you and the air between us, everything's made of atoms, and it's all basically the same atoms. What separates them is their rate of vibration. These atoms are vibrating relatively slowly and they form a solid. If they were to speed up their vibrational state, then the composure would change. I have a piece of ice here in my hand, and if I put it here on the stone, it's quite a warm day today, and as the sun melts the ice, the speed of the atoms is going to increase, and gradually the solid will turn to a liquid as the vibration gets faster. And if it was to get even faster, it would then of course turn to steam as the water starts to boil. Your body is made from atoms. We create new cells in our body all of the time. It's a strange thing to contemplate, but there isn't a part of your body that you had 7 years ago, because all of our cells replace themselves on a 7-year cycle. Positive thoughts and positive feelings have a much higher vibration than negative thoughts and negative feelings. And the law of attraction like the law of gravity or the law of cause and effect, is one of the governing laws of the universe and creation. It simply says that like is attracted to like. Atoms come together and are attracted to each other to form solids, or then liquids and gas, etc. And likewise, because of the thoughts we think, the feelings we feel, the cells we're constantly creating, we have a vibrational signature, and we attract into our life people, situation and circumstance that are in harmony with our vibration. By holding a positive thought about ourselves and our life and what we desire in the future, we set up a positive vibration, and we draw towards us those people and situations and circumstances that help us manifest or create the objects of our desire. It's very easy to show this at a quantum level in a laboratory. It's sometimes harder to see it in life, and the reason for that is there is a lag time between your thought and the vibration and the creation, and so we don't always notice the connection. I was very skeptical in the early days with the law of attraction, and my mentor had me visualize the parking space I wanted at the busiest place, and gradually, of course, it happened more and more often for me as I come to believe in it, because through my belief I invoked the law and created the reality. Creating a goal map helps you hold on to your energetic vibration, and through looking at your goal map and holding that visualization in your head and saying the words, which is the affirmation, you create the manifestation, you create the map. 24 years ago I created goal mapping, and I've always held it that through goal mapping you help to shape your reality. It was always a desire to come here and run a presentation, and this site, a World Heritage Site, is managed by the English heritage people. And a few years ago they asked me, the National Trust, to run a goal mapping workshop for their leadership, and the place where they chose to run it was right here in the Manor House and within the stone circle. So maybe that was just coincidence, or maybe actually it was the law of attraction in action. If you study the ancient texts, they will say, by thought, word and deed we make and shape our world. The law of attraction starts with you holding a thought of what you want. It's empowered by you imagining it happening now and put a good feeling towards it, and then you empower it further by demonstrating belief in yourself and taking action towards the things you desire to achieve. A longer presentation than normal on the path today. I hope it served you. Think about what you desire, my friends. Invoke that law of attraction, and may you demonstrate belief in yourself by taking action. I wish you well. Until next week, when I'll be on another path in another part of the world. Go well.